Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Huntermun.
My name is Warboss Garsog.
I'm Malcolmsat.
And this is American Truck Simulator. And I've just picked up a double-decker, and we are going to be moving on from here. I call it a double-decker. That is probably absolutely not what it's called. But, and Ratchet is here in the chat, so we don't want to, don't want to leave Ratchet out. Ratchet is also here.
Next up, healing potions.
Oh no. It's the worst kind of two-trailer situation. The kind that doesn't feel heavy.
You're gonna go flying over the edge.
Oh, actually, let me double check my map here, because, yoink, I'm going a little bit further than I thought I was going. Okay, I don't see any weirdness, so we're just going to let this happen. Trip time, 11 hours, 6 minutes? Oh no, that means there might be sleep involved. Make the map go away, stop. Okay. And also booster stuff. Hello, booster. How goes?
Hello, Brewster.
Turn left.
No, I was about to say, are you raiding me and I missed it? No, I don't see a raid. But how you doing? I am playing American Truck Simulator, and I have two friends on the line, and whoops. Apparently my headlights are not on.
Hero.
Hola!
Wow. This game just ends up just attracting more people to watch. It's very neat.
That
How you doing tonight, Booster? I got Lancer tomorrow. I have that to look forward to. Today, I'm sorry. Look at the time. Uh-oh. Taking my hands off the wheel for a second there. Booster says,
you just take the wheel.
I'm good. Got too hungry and had to get off to eat. Yeah, I'm feeling that. My mom sent me home some spaghetti and pasta sauce, and I didn't take into account how much spaghetti that was actually going to make. I'm not one of those people who makes the big flaming fire and be like, I don't know, man, you know how spaghetti is. That's not me. I'm not that picture. But I am the person who's like, oh no, that was way more than a serving. I made too much spaghetti. So while I was forced to go to the store a second time the other night, I picked up a bunch of meatballs, and I was like, I can't just noodles and sauce. It's not acceptable. All right, bets on whether this is gonna get me a nope, never mind. It turned green. I was about to say, you always gotta take that bet whether I get a right on red fine for running the red light. I don't know what does it or not. Have you decided what you're gonna eat, Booster? Alright, if I've done this correctly, this trip should be... I should have 13 hours of rest, or rather 13 hours before something goes wrong with my rest. And the trip is supposed to take 11 hours, so we'll see how that goes. Probably make a chicken sandwich. Well, that sounds tasty. Like, just bread on a bun, or like breaded chicken, like you'd have from like a KFC type situation, or... Of course, I'm going to get us all to stop, playing if I get us all talking about food, but... Breaded chicken. Breaded chicken. Nice. Ratchet wants a Ratchet 2 hub. Well, I'm sure they make Ratchets big enough, and I know people who make, not personally, but I know of people who make custom plushie toys. So, Carl, what was your transition to the next thing you were going to say? We were all... There was religion talk. And then...
yeah, my disdain for organized religion.
Oh, that's right, because I'm atheist. Daniel is very publicly agnostic. So is my mom. and you are anti-theist, which is being, or anti-religious, I should say.
I am anti-religious.
Yeah.
I think religion itself is his own form of thought crime.
You know what? I basically agree. I think that inflicting religion on the young is a form of child abuse.
Yep.
I'm not going to say that should be a law or anything, to each the like, but that's just my personal perspective. Ratchet says, I've tried buying the bigger ones, but they only got let down. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm going to periodically interject with what the chat is saying. Because the chat is here. Like, the chat hasn't been here, and now the chat is here.
Yeah, that's cool. I get it. Why will this guy not drop the ground effect? Don't be near me.
Why won't this train go fast enough to go past me rather than just making a whole bunch of racket in my right ear?
Skibbity bop bop bop.
He had a stutter. He had a stutter, and nobody realized until he made a song about it. On a semi-related note, back to politics, I didn't like people making all kinds of excuses about how Joe Biden was speaking because of his stutter, a stutter I'd never heard him have.
Right?
I know people with stutters. Stutters are real things. You shouldn't make fun of that shit. That's a horrible way to, you can't help that. And to be like, oh, you're just making fun of him because he has a stutter. I'm like, when does he have a stutter? What are you talking about? I'm talking about his mental decline. I'm not talking about his stutter. In any event, we've gone back to politics. And Ratchet says, the Insomniac store only had these small ones that are the size of my hand. Well, that is a very small Ratchet. What you need is a giant plush Ratchet. That would be good. I've wanted one of those. Or maybe have one painted styrofoam or something that I could put up on the wall. But yes, let's alienate more people by continuing to talk about religion. I'm okay with this because we may grab more people who also believe the same way, So
Yeah, it's just so many of our laws and so many of the things that we consider sacred are, number one, abusive or damaging in some way, and number two, wholly based off of bullshit. Let's just call it what it is.
all right.
So, as an example, here's an interesting fact. It's probably weirdly well known. I don't know. Did you know that the same guy who came up with cornflakes was also the same person who managed to get circumcision written into our medical laws over jerking off?
I actually did know that. That was in Adam Ruins Everything. Ratchet says,
it was believed at the time that physical an abundance of physical contact could cause sickness, but really it was a puritanical view on make no touchy, thought policing, and you're not allowed to be a monkey. It's that basic shit that the whole thing was just, and nobody called it out when they were seeing it. Medical professionals in the United States to this day still push that shit.
yeah, it's actually unhealthy.
Doctors.
Ratchet says, if I can't believe it if I don't see it, basically, and I agree with that. But I also say things like some people should believe the stuff that they see and don't. So, for example, the guy who founded the Mormon religion, he was literally a con man, and then he just was like, what is his name? Joseph Smith? Is that right?
Yeah, Joseph Smith. What a generic name.
Totally a generic name. Or let's talk about, all the evils that Scientology does.
Oh, God.
Are you full of
The
Thetans?
religion
I think
called
you're full of
Battlefield
Thetans,
Oh, that's... It's like
But they all have their own particular... They all have their own particular, time to shine as far as being evil. So, if you believe in evil.
Yeah, I do.
I
There is
believe
only
it's
one
okay
kind
to
of
classify
evil, though.
things as
Man-made.
evil. I don't know if I believe, an evil, corruptive force exists, but like, I do believe you can call things evil.
Coming to get you, Evil Dead. The evil it comes.
Dead by dawn! Dead by dawn! Yeah.
Swallow your soul! Swallow your soul!
I swallow your soul! I swallow your soul! Yeah.
Left.
Really good movies, by the way. Also, at least one really good video game.
Yeah.
How about Ghost, Ratchet Axe?
Nah.
Yep. I've seen, encountered, and been floated through by them. They are real.
Here, so I'll answer that first by saying I had an encounter I could not explain, but I don't think it was a ghost. I think it was the way my brain was firing as I woke up one morning. I saw my recently dead grandfather, like, standing at the edge of my bed when I was doing a family vacation, and I woke up to that, and I was like, was that Papa? I think that was Papa. And I don't believe he was actually there, but, like, I felt his presence I felt the feeling of there being a presence in the room, but I didn't actually believe it was really, like, a ghost, but, like, but having that experience let me go, no, this is what people who do think it feel like when they feel like they've had an encounter.
Right.
But I can go, and Ratchet says, dude, that's a ghost. Exactly. There you go. If that's your perspective, I get why you would think that is a thing. But
even if it's in your mind, if it's so surreal and real to you, and you feel it, it's a ghost. It's a memory. It's a presence. It's an energy. It's something. It's there. However it manifests.
I was once what you might describe as being in the zone, but not like in a video game sense. That doesn't happen as much anymore, I guess, because of age. But anyway, like that, I'm not going to say that's... I used to use that term all the time because I fell into it. Like, when I could not lose at Smash Brothers first place against rotating groups of people so much that I missed all of the pizza, and game went by for like 4.5 hours of just solid first place in games of 3 minutes long, just hours long.
Landed
Like,
it out.
I was in the zone. But having said that,
understand
there
the
was an occasion I had where I was repeatedly, like, I believe that it's possible. One of the reasons I believe that some underlying force could exist, like key energy or some shit, I believe it could exist because I have personally had an experience where I was what I would describe as feeling the fabric of the universe and calling out things based on string. I was saying, for a span of like 72 hours, a cop is going to pull past here, a person is going to come knock on my door at this time. Like, I was predicting with pinpoint accuracy short time frames of stuff that was like that shouldn't have been that accurate, shouldn't have been that often, because I was doing something I wasn't supposed to. And I think what actually happened was I was in the moment and being so hyper aware that in the back of my head somewhere in my subconscious, I was crunching all the numbers and just coming up like solid answers every time.
You were doing the Sherlock Holmes thing.
I've had a paranormal experience myself, but I don't know how to explain it other than that term.
Right. Well, because paranormal, supernatural, like, yeah.
I don't want to call it anything other than not normal. I don't want to say it's supernatural, I just experienced it. And this is going to sound really bizarre, but in my youth, and even now, I do a lot of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go ahead and go over the details
I don't do enough
of
drugs,
what
it's my
I
problem.
experienced. So, a friend of mine decided it would be a fun idea to tell me I was getting 2 hits, and really gave me 10.
Well,
So,
I mean, that leads to experiences.
Yeah, so going to space against your will, uninformed, is not fun. But what I experienced was essentially like I somehow
Is that what you
managed
thought
to-
it felt like, or is that what you call it?
Well, okay, so let me go into the details of it.
Okay.
During that, I experienced, at best, what could be called visions of events that were possibly even decades, or, well, several decades out. I don't know. But what it amounts to is this. I still occasionally will see something that will throw me back to that night. Something I saw. Now, I can't remember it very clearly. Like, I know that there were several events that occurred that I saw that night that have since passed. I don't know what that means. The only thing I can think of to possibly explain it in any kind of logical, scientific means would be I somehow managed to get enough drugs in my system to where my brain was temporarily able to ignore the construct of man known as time. And I saw bits from a not necessarily, I don't want to say future view, but like things were just out of sync.
I've done that. You want to know how that happened?
I think that's kind of what yeah.
It's a good story. So I'm at my father's house for Christmas, and he's like, I jokingly call him like the Blood Lord, the mad scientist, because he's got like a lab in his freaking basement. He's mad scientist, man. So he makes edibles, all sorts of things, and there are brownies on the counter, and they're like normal brownies, and then there are the not normal brownies, and these are so full of like the perfect concoction that I eat a whole brownie. I'm only supposed to have maybe a tenth of it. Later, I was a time traveler. Dimensions and time made no sense. I saw things happening before they did, and then happened again ad nauseum. And before it, like, there was no concept of time. There was only, I didn't leave you. Don't take the kids from me. I'm gonna swan dive off this 5x5 room off the tub.
Yeah,
because time has no concept for me.
Yeah, so my buddies locked me in a bathroom.
For your own good, or
I'm an insulin-dependent diabetic. They locked me in there with my testing kit.
Okay.
I went through an entire bottle of 25 chem strips in about 30 minutes.
Oh no!
My friend Oreo came in to check on me after hearing a repetitive noise: tick, tick.
Oh
tick,
no!
Tick at roughly normalized intervals because the glucometer I was using was at like a 30-second interval. I wasn't believing the blood sugar I was seeing. I thought my blood sugar had dropped down to like 2, and at one point I thought it was at like 2,000. But I was like convinced that the tester was lying to me, and I had already basically died. All while these like visions of the future are coming into me. But my buddy Oreo comes in and he's like, "Carl, give me that." He takes the tester from me. He's like, I'll be back in an hour. You get to test yourself once.
Is that? I mean,
So
I don't know. I don't know very
he
well.
was
Can you
tripping balls,
OD?
too.
Like, what is?
It gets better. So, I remember at one point hearing that taking a shower will help you get LSD out of your system because it is exuded through your pores as part of a sweat taint mechanism. It sweats it out of you. But if you don't get it off you, it just kind of keeps getting reabsorbed.
Okay.
So you take a bath, take a shower. And I'm like, oh, LSD is actually an acid. I remember these thoughts going through my head, but I don't remember actually doing the act. I'm like, LSD is actually an acid, but soap is a base. If I eat the soap, will I stop tripping? We couldn't find the full-size bar of soap anywhere.
Oh, you must have eaten it.
I am like 98% certain I ate that bar of soap.
That is a
I don't
tale.
remember it. But it
Oh,
probably
Hunter.
happened.
Have you ever been prescribed Ambien?
No, I've almost never been prescribed it. Worse, prescription, like, drugs don't really work on me. You ever been stabbed 7 or 8 times in the gums at the dentist to get numbed for
buddy
teeth?
David
Because
has the same
your
problem.
teeth, your gums just won't go numb.
Yeah, my buddy David
Yes.
has the same problem. He's basically immune to Novocaine and other numbing agents, so they have to like gas him.
Hey, when I was having pain because I was going to need a root canal and I was trying to drive to the upstate, I was very dangerously having too much ibuprofen because that shit was not working. The pain could not be overcome, and I was taking a lot of it. Oh, actually, related here. Actually, let me give you. So, the closest I've gotten to being like, I guess, the 2 times I've been drugged that I can recall are both dentist related. And one of those times was this guy who shouldn't have a job, whose name is Wilson, who works for, I think it's called Pizzuli Family Dentistry in Piedmont, South Carolina. If he still works there, don't let him touch you. I just want to make that known.
Show me on the doll of your teeth where he touched
So he was telling me as he was like,
specifically the molars.
as he had like numbed me up for, I don't remember why I think I was there for a different, I think I was there to just have cavities done or something like that. I don't remember now, or I don't remember. I don't think it wasn't a tooth being pulled out because that didn't happen until years later. But I was drugged up and the drugs had not like taken any effect. And he was telling me how basically my gums had gone necrotic and that I was going to die if I didn't do something about it. Let me jump ahead in the story. Obviously, that's not true. Spoilers. That's not true. But it did cost my family about $800 more to go to different doctors and to have them give me checkups to make sure that that wasn't going to be the case. But the point being, when he was telling me, in the moment of time that was passing, that he was telling me that I was going to die from this, the drugs took effect, and I started sliding out of the chair and kind of falling over to the side, and I was like, "You mean now? Like now?" is what I was thinking. And it was a very, very bad time. And
That's a bad trip.
That's bad.
like,
now?
So
I thought it was, because I don't get to go to the dentist very often, like almost at all. I don't get to go to any doctors because I don't have any health care. And so this was the checkup that the family was paying for, and I'm here, and he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna die." Did you? Ratchet says, "Did you die?" Yes, but I lived. No. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody else who saw me, they were like, "Your gums are not necrotic. I don't know why you said that. Your gums are in good shape. This, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, the only thing that's wrong with my gums is I have a crazy sensitivity. People are always saying, like, you got to do all the flossing, this, that, and the other. And, like, I can't because my gums will never stop bleeding. Oh, you're supposed to do enough flossing so that your gums toughen up. No. My gums never toughen up. It's been 4 decades, okay? It's not happening. My gums are not toughening. I brush my teeth. All of my toothbrushes come back red, okay? Everything is blood every time I brush, and it's because my gums are bad. Or not gums are bad. My gums are weak. Sensitive. They're sensitive.
I get you.
But yeah, so that's right when... And the only other time I got really... Oh, I'm sorry. I completely forgot about the radiation. But the other time that I was thinking of for dentistry was having my wisdom teeth out. And that was like Friday afternoon after school. And then at one point my mom comes in as I've been in and out of consciousness. I think I got up to go to the bathroom at some point. And she was like, "Tyler, you got to get up to go to school." I'm like, "That's not funny, Mom." That's all I remember saying. Because it was Monday morning and I was out the entire weekend. She's like, "You got to get up to go to school." I'm like, "That's not funny. You're not funny for saying that."
No, but seriously, it's Monday.
But when I was much younger, I did get wounded in a certain way that I had to take radiation for them to light up my blood veins and find out what had happened. So those are like my 3 big medical experiences.
My entire life has been a medical experience. I'm
mean,
literally a cyborg.
I mean, yeah, you're a cyborg, so you're ahead of us on that one.
Yeah, for those listeners out there, Ratchet, I think. I'm a diabetic. I have an insulin pump, so I've been using pump therapy since 2003.
He's been hooked up on the pump.
Yeah.
Ratchet says, I had cracks in my teeth and one with a hole in it had to go back there 4 times to have fillings. I have a cave in one of my teeth right now, so that sucks. I have a hole through one of my teeth. The only actual other regular non-cavity related damage I've taken is a kid in primary school threw a rock under a car and chipped it into the middle of my teeth and chipped one of my teeth. Other than that, I was fine for a while.
So
I still have strong teeth regardless of everything that's happened too. So
I have a funny story about chipped teeth actually. So when I was like 7 years old, me and my best friend at the time, a guy by the name of Ryan Kanzler. So if you're out there, Ryan, hit me up sometime. Get on this stream and say something. I'm here all the time.
Warbus Skarkskog on Twitch.tv, and also you can join us on the Discord channel, and you can say hi there.
But this kid is great. He was a great guy back then. It's been 32 years, so reach out to me, bro. But so I was on my way back home from school, and he was with me. I think he was on a bike. I was on my scooter. Like, I had a little push scooter. And I have severe ADHD, so I tend to hyper-focus on pretty much the stupidest and smallest things, and I'll ignore the environment for pretty much any reason. So I'm looking down, trying to keep balance on my scooter to go as fast as I possibly can on it.
I think I've been there.
All of a sudden, I stop moving. I don't know how fast I'm booking it. I'm like a little 50-pound little kid pushing a scooter as hard as he possibly can. I stop moving and I hear a clang, and all of me hurts.
No.
I mean, yes. Did you get hit by a parked car?
You run into a parked car?
I ran into a parked car. This is what makes this funny. I chipped my tooth. I'm walking home screaming. My buddy Ryan, after when he saw it, he didn't know what happened, and he just tore ass.
To get away from the crime, or like what?
No, to go get my mom. This is
okay.
why I want him to reach out.
You know, sometimes it's defining moments for friends, so I just thought I would ask.
He said something that made my mother freak out. Carl got hit by a car. Came out of his mouth.
Oh, those are like the right words, but the wrong
mother
emphasis.
Flipped out. I'm like walking home, crying. My tooth's like I don't have the part of my tooth. Like, it was a permanent tooth too. I still got the chipped tooth. It's like one of my bottom front teeth is just slightly malformed. It's because they broke the fuck off. But yeah, so when when she found me and I'm like mostly okay, she's like, she slapped the shit out of me for worrying her.
Should have slapped your friend, but I guess you can't slap. You can't
know,
slap your neighbor's kids.
I know. So my mom has an issue with physical abuse, both being an inflictor and a victim of. We're not going to get into that right now. She slapped the shit out of me.
I mean,
and
for
then
context.
sent my ass to school with a bloody nose and a chipped tooth after running to the back of a parked truck. Probably the most humiliating day of my life. At least young life.
Oh wow, man! If that was the most humiliating, way to go. High score.
I've had days that are much worse, but they're all that LSD adventure, but that was inflicted upon me, not something I did to myself.
Right.
Well, maybe
mine still keep me up at night, so I don't think I'm going to share them. But I mean, like, are we 3 for 3 on the ADHD? By the way, the 3 of us.
I think so. I'm definitely.
Are you
rough on the
ADHD?
scale too.
They say I am. Not really. But that was just.
Are you just regular HD? Wait, no. What is it? What's the regular one? Not the hyper.
ADD.
ADD. Are you ADD?
ADD or attention deficit disorder.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I am actually ADHD. So the condition that we have is essentially our brains are not stimulated enough, and it's just how we're wired to handle it post-fact. There are some differences. I don't remember all of them, but essentially what it amounts to is, in order for us to function,
Ratchet says,
because
I
it is a
have my
spectrum
secrets.
disorder.
I'm not sure what that's in reference to. I don't know if that's the thing about me having humiliating experience. Like, at some point, I will be tired enough to talk about my humiliating experiences. It will happen, but not today, Satan. No. Like, today I have caught myself, and I did not just talk about a thing. So.
That was, that LSD trip, that was probably the single worst drug experience I've ever had.
I mean...
and I think that might have a lot to do with the fact that my drug of choice, at least while I was doing heavy drugs, was basically a hard drug cocktail with MDMA. I'm a big fan of ecstasy, or at least I was. Now it just makes me feel awful and tingly.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Ecstasy is not in the chat right now.
But, yeah, so... the best drug experience I ever had actually involved mushrooms in the Lego Movie. And that's what I did. It was me and a friend of mine. We sat down. I'm not going to say his name because responsibilities, and I'm not even going to disclose more than that. Let's just say that he's a longtime friend, and him and I bought some special chocolate, and we ate the special chocolate, and we threw on the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And I'm not talking just any Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm talking like the 1970-something BBC miniseries release. It was like 6 episodes long. They were all 45 minutes apiece. We kicked that on like right after we ate them, or like right during when we ate them. We finished that series, and we were starting to peak real hard. Or actually, I don't even think we finished it. We were just starting to peak real hard, and we're like, all right, let's watch something trippy. And he's like, throw on, what was it? Shit.
Ratchet also says everything is awesome, which I don't know if he's talking about the Lego Movie on that one.
Everything is awesome.
Reminds me, I didn't see the second Lego Movie, actually, now I think about it.
So
Lego Batman was awesome.
I have some funny ass stories
I digress.
to tell you involving this too. So, but back to where I was going with this. We had got through enough of the Hitchhiker. Oh, it was, God damn it. Some other movies, comic book girl breakup thing. That was. I'm drawing a complete blank.
Comic book girl breakup thing?
Right? Yeah, Scott Pilgrim.
Ah, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
We got about 15 minutes into Scott Pilgrim, and I'm like, this is gonna make me barf.
Yeah, I imagine it would be things with like really color intensive things that would mess with. Like if you had a copy of Speed Racer the movie, yeah.
Yeah. So we watched something a little bit more chill. I thought I had a normal copy of the Lego Movie. So we're like,
what did you actually have? Lego hentai? Like what do you mean?
I accidentally downloaded a Portuguese release of the Lego Movie. We didn't realize
accidentally.
We were like 30 minutes into it.
I accidentally the Napster. My mistake.
Do you understand what anyone's saying?
No, it dawned on me during some scene where it was like a close-up on the bearded character, Morgan Freeman's Gandalf, whatever the hell. And it just dawns on me. I'm like, and I say it as loud as my wife comes out, and we're like giggling like idiots the entire time and been having a blast. But I'm looking at this, I'm cackling my ass off when I see it. And she comes out and says, "Are you guys okay?" And I just looked at her and said, "Lego Jesus is speaking French." Lord. I spent another 2 hours giggling at that comment alone while watching the Lego Movie. Probably my best drug experience. Guys and girls, if you ever get an opportunity to, make sure you have a guide for this, please. And if you don't know what a guide is, it is somebody who's done the drug before. Take the opportunity. I don't want to advocate doing drugs, but I'm going to advocate doing drugs. Because, fuck the man. Try experiences. You only live once. You have a limited time. Enjoy it while you get the chance. But
go straight on.
I believe Ratchet has said something weird. He says, "Hi, I'm smiling. Aaron Turnip, stay in school. Don't do drugs. Eat your teeth." I don't know if he's trying to make me crash.
I get it. So,
I don't know if he's trying to make me crash or what, because I'm very confused.
But if
I can't say that I've ever had a good drug experience. I can't think of what a good drug experience.
I've had very few good.
Oh, I'm almost running on fumes. I'm glad I'm almost at my destination.
I've had a lot of alcohol experiences. Very few have been good. I gotta say, drugs are safer.
I mean, I've had some.
It sounds utterly insane. But
I've had some bad alcohol experiences, but not like normal people have bad alcohol experiences. My alcohol experiences are almost exclusively due to torturous taste. I remember Captain Soja one time, he was asking me, I don't know what this tastes like. Do you know what this tastes like? And I was like, I'd not had alcohol, but I wasn't really, like, opposed. And I was like, man, I gotta drive. He's like, man, one drink isn't gonna screw you up. I'm like, okay, you are the person who knows about that of everyone present, and I'm going to trust that you're not just pulling my chain and that this isn't going to be a big deal. And I reached for the shot glass. He's like, yeah, you just do it one quick time because I'd never had a shot before. I was like, okay. And I took a shot, and I was like, And he was like, what? I was like, oh, it's black licorice. Oh, God.
Oh,
it's so nasty. Why are you having this? And he was like, yeah, black licorice. That's what it tastes like. I'm like, yeah, it fucking is. That's what it tastes like. It's disgusting.
It's not Frangelico. Is it Frangelico? It tastes like black licorice? It's made with star anise, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my other related experience, so we've gone over previously how I don't drink coffee, right? Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not opposed to trying coffee, so there was something that was like, there was an alcohol that was coffee flavored, and a friend of mine was really enjoying it. She offered me a shot. I was like, okay, I took a shot, and that was like, that did the thing that alcohol does, where it's like, it's hot, and it's coaxing down, it's burning, it's like kind of making like fumes from inside out, right? But that basically meant that the nasty, I hate the smell and taste of coffee was coming from inside me for like an hour and a half. Just like I was my own like dehumidifier style, like just coffee smell was coming from inside the body. Alright, so to anybody who is watching on stream, it is time to vote on what upgrades I'm going to take, and I only have 3 left. Fragile, just-in-time delivery, and fuel economy. So I just got a level, that's what we're doing.
Fragile.
I'm somehow going to not say these. Timely, and... yeah, somehow I always remember all of them -1. What is... no, I said just in time. Damn it! Fuel economy. Fuck! Why does that happen? Why is it always however many there are -1? Okay, so I'm going to put this up for 3 minutes, which is how long I'm going to run ads for, because I haven't run ads in a little while. And this is for what upgrade do I pick? And I just realized that while I'm doing this, I haven't actually stopped the YouTube recording. So...
how's your drive doing?
I mean, that was it. I finished it, but I'm so tired that I'm like talking over the ending, basically, and I'm just doing a poll. You already hate coffee. You think you'll like it more if it tastes like cigarettes? I don't like the taste of cigarettes, so no. I'm gonna go no on that one.
That's part of my problem. I do. I'm just glad I've been able to put the habit down.
Oh, you know what? I didn't... what? How long has this been like this? I don't know what... I don't even know what stream number I am. I just need to, like... I need to just start making random numbers. I think this is 14. We'll go with that. That number's been wrong the whole time. Okay, guys. This has been Improvision Entertainment presents American Truck Simulator. I have been Huntermun.
I have been Warboss Scarsog.
I've been muted.
That's true. And also Malkathet. And we will see you in the future.